Ready?
Exactly. Yep.
In 5, 4, 3. Welcome to the Bougie Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Yvette. And if you didn't know where that was from Wayne's World. Did you guys remember that from Wayne's World?
Yep.
All right, come on. In 5. Anyhow, that's the fancy intro you're getting on this podcast, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, we all got to start somewhere, right? Today I'm so excited. I am joined with two friends that I met this weekend at the Fantasy Football Expo. Louie and Tracy, what's up? Thank you guys for coming on.
So excited.
So excited.
So excited to be with you.
I just felt like after the expo, I had to do something like this. I was just like I said, just wanted to jump on and talk a little bit about our experience. It was my first time. I don't know about you, Louis. Was it your first time?
No, I've been there the last 3 years now.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, this was my third year. Keeps getting bigger and bigger each year, and every year the schedule changes just a little bit to throw kind of a wrinkle into everything, which is fun. Nobody wants the same thing over and over again. Each year you go to, you kind of even see. I have no issue with this, as you both might. I don't shut up, but you see every year how people that were quiet 2 years ago or whatever just slowly come out of their shell and like get to hang and have fun and just come out of their little, this community is filled with a lot of nerds and weird social people, and the fact that it has to take them a few years to get like used to it. I felt like this year was like one of the coolest scenes that I've seen so far since I've been there, just as far as like everybody getting along, everybody having a good time. Like it was cool that Des Bryant came and pumped up the community and how cool everybody was. And it is just cool to get a little bit of notoriety. My podcast is called Analytics Are Not for the Nerds, but are for the nerds. And, I mock it a little bit, but like this community is just filled with different types of people. And it's cool to come around every year and just spend a few days with each other and mostly drink, but talk a little fantasy too.
Yeah. What about you, Tracy? Was this your first time at the expo?
Yeah, I actually didn't even know it existed until a few months ago. So, yeah, I was extremely excited. I did only have half of a beer and one shot all weekend. So I am not a big drinker, but I enjoyed watching everyone else drink. That was definitely fun.
Yeah, you and I both, Tracy. I only had like about half a gallon of beer. Or half a keg. OMG. But we'll talk about that later. Real quick, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Gotta jump that in. That's what this part of this is. Also, I'm starting a new podcast coming up soon called The Squad with two other girls, Lena and Lysandra. So I'm excited about that. So look forward for that. Season's coming, you guys. How football? Can you smell it? I mean, it's in the air.
I'm so excited. My alarms are all like the Monday Night Football like theme song, just so that I like prompt.
Yes,
love it.
Yeah.
I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm like I love football, and I don't know if it's what fantasy or the amount of fantasy I play, but I'm literally just not like I'm almost dreading it. It's almost like work because in 2-3 weeks my social life goes kind of out the window. And I have 122 dynasty teams, so on Wednesday nights there's a lot of waiver work. And when I say Wednesday nights, I mean Wednesday when I wake up at 4 a.m. until I fall asleep at midnight. But I love doing it. I'm not trying to complain, but no, there's not as much anticipation for me in a normal year than there is this year. I'm a little bit trepid for it to come here.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. I mean, you're talking to a Browns fan. I mean, come on, I know about it. Speaking of Browns fan, today the Browns announced the 2 different logo designs for the 50-yard line. I am a huge Browns fan, if you guys don't know, and this is really triggering me. I don't like this. Why do they keep doing this? Did you guys take a look at the 2 options, and what do you guys think about these 2 options? We have I call it the dark dog because it's really, to me, dark and I don't see a lot of color in it. And at first, a really awkward looking elf. Not my favorite elf, but I want it like a helmet, something plain. I don't care. What do you guys think? Tracy, we'll go with you. We'll go with you.
Well, it was funny because I looked at it originally and I was like, all right, obviously I'm going to pick the dog. I own a dog walking pet sitting business, like, hands down. And then I was like, well, then there's a kind of elf thing and I'm Irish. So it's really not, but the elf looks like it's an elf that's trying to steal like Keebler cookies or whatever, and the dog, very dark. I don't like either one, to be honest, but I would go with the dog just because it's a dog. But, I think one looks like a little kid's drawing and then the other one is very odd choice.
That's okay. She'll be back.
She's right there.
Tracy's going in between her piece. Her laptop was giving her a little bit of issues, so I'm sure she'll be going back and forth. There, you're back.
Yay!
All right, Louis, what do you think? What do you think about the 50-yard line?
So, as someone who really loves Cleveland, I want to preface this, okay? I do love the town. You have become one of my favorite people in fantasy. I like you, but what I got from the emblems is that, like, I've been there a lot for games, for Bills games and things like that. The dog looks like the mask, everybody wears in the dog pound usually. And then I feel like when you take that mask off, it's the elf, right? Like, I feel like that's Cleveland. Cleveland is just embodied in both of those emblems. I see you getting mad at me as we said, like, your stare of pain is looking right at me. But yeah, I feel like there is I feel like both of them are perfect for Cleveland. I think the dog is a lot more intimidating, right? Like, wouldn't we put the dog what is intimidating by, like, the elf is like prancing, like he's not even a tough elf. Yeah.
He's like running away, like he's trying to.
Exactly.
Something like this, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the Fantasy Football Expo. First of all, a lot of people, like you were saying, this was the first year I've ever heard of the Fantasy Football Expo. This is the first year I was in the Scott Fish Bowl, so everything was new to me. And I'm from Ohio, and I just drove there because it was like a 45-minute drive. Next year, I think you have to stay there. And able to, in order to really enjoy the whole experience, I just think I took it for granted that I'm from Ohio. So I was like, I'll just come and go and save money on a hotel,
I didn't feel like
the hotel, and I didn't get to do any of the daytime activities, like some of the drafts that they had during the days. I kind of just went for the 2 parties, and I didn't even make it to the convention because I got overserved at the 2 parties. Not my fault. I mean, I didn't know fantasy football people are like that, But what did you do? What did you guys think? What was your favorite part of the expo, and what did you guys think about it? Anyone?
You want me to go? I'm sorry. This year specifically, like I said, I agree with you. There's no other way to do it than by staying there. And even from someone for the last couple of years who has I've gotten different hotels just like down the street than the actual DoubleTree. And even that experience was different because there's nothing worse than like having to be like, all right, guys, like I'll leave the party, and go down to your crappy hotel. So this year, I booked well in advance so I can stay there. there's nothing better than just having to like being able to stumble up to your room after or whatever. We ordered pizza the one night to the DoubleTree. They got all mad at us. They like the manager came over. We ordered Pizza Hut one. Okay, one, if you just opened up your friggin' shitty kitchen until a normal time, we wouldn't have to order. We wouldn't have to order Pizza Hut. And then he came over to us and had the nerve to tell us to keep it tidy. Listen, dude, I'm going to throw this Pizza Hut crust on your floor because I'm pissed off. I just want some chicken wings.
Yeah.
Sorry. That was a rant.
Good. Don't. Yeah. The fact that everything closed made no sense to me at all because I feel like there's only 2 weekends in that entire town that anything actually happens. So for those weekends, why wouldn't you stay open late as humanly possible and serve food? It drove me insane. You walked around, the streets were dead.
Yeah.
Everything was 11.
Yeah. Like a food truck out there for sure. Maybe next year we should do a food truck. We can make our own food truck, man. Put it out there, like start like, go outside Orbis. That's where everyone was at. That seemed like that was like fun spot. Did you guys get a chance to go there? I don't remember if I seen you guys there. Like I said, it was like all a blur. It was all a dream.
On Friday, I'll say this, on Friday night when you and I were mostly together, I think you were my big wingman on Friday, pretty much, as we both had similar goals, and they were get drunk quick. So we spent a lot of time together, but that night like ended so poorly for me, and I don't even know if I like have talked to you about it since or how many, but everybody, all of my Buffalo and like close friends in the scene leave the Friday night party at the perfect time. Everyone's got a good buzz. They go back to the hotel. They're going to do a draft. I'm like, oh, that sounds cool, but I just want one more drink. And then I ended up having 3 more drinks, and then I was like, then the thunderstorm came. So now we're stuck in a thunderstorm. We're all under these tents. It's raining crazy. My phone dies. So now I am drenched. My phone's dead, which many people that know me well know that is my that is my war. If my phone is dead, I might, and so I'm like, I just gotta bear this. I'm gonna walk in the rain. I'm gonna get back to the hotel and call it a night. So not that bad, right? Because it's a 3-minute walk from that party in the rain. That's fine. And what happened in that 3-minute walk was 15 minutes later, I am still not at my destination. And there's not one fucking light on. Excuse me. Are we allowed to swear on this podcast? I should have asked before that. There's not one light on in all of Canton. And I'm just wandering around trying to find this hotel, which, and to my point, I was a little too drunk. I could have found the place, but it was just like a dead ghost town. Like Tracy said, this is the one town you should be staying up till 4:00 in the morning hosting parties.
True. Tracy, tell us about your thunderstorm stories.
Oh my God. We went because, we're degens. So we went to try and find a liquor store that was open at God forbid 9:45. And when we got there, I think it was 5 minutes to 10. It was already, the first one I walked to was boarded up completely boarded up. And then when we got to the other one, it was closed. But on the way, I mean, the water was past the tires and the thunderstorm was insane. I mean, it was insane. It just came out of absolutely nowhere. And then the problem was, I think everyone kind of branched off to all these little other kind of areas. Yeah. And the night just ended. Like it was just over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, where did I'm 43. I'm out for the first time on a Friday night in 7 years. And it's 11:30 and everyone's going to bed. What is going on? Well,
I was under a fun tent, and I, luckily enough, was under the tent where they had pizza. And after a while, they just said, you guys can start eating the pizza. So we got to smash on the pizza under my tent. It was fun. I thought that the rain added to the mood of the night, and I actually liked it. I thought it was fun and added character to the night, because I didn't give enough of myself. I was so shy there. No, what happens is like even when I was a kid, I get really excited for fun things. Like when I know like something fun's happening, I get really excited. So I got really excited and I got overserved, like I said, and
yeah, no, I was overexcited and like overwhelmed, and it was almost like at the end of the night, I was almost happy that the night was over so I could kind of start over the next day. But definitely, it was a weird town. It's a weird, quiet town.
It is.
We are not people.
Next year, we know what to do. We get we're going to sell food and we're going to sell mini bar. We're going to have like a mini bar too.
Exactly.
We're closed and they don't sell food. Forget it. We're going to make all our money back. Who did you guys meet at the expo, see at the expo that you were excited to? Any good stories? Like for me, for example, let me get mine in really quick. I love the Fantasy Pros. I've always loved the Fantasy Pros since Tags was in it. I'm an auditory learner. I love listening to podcasts. I never really watched podcasts till now, but I've always listened to them. And that was a podcast that on almost every commute I listened. So it meant a lot. And I wanted to be on a mock draft, right? So I asked to be on a mock draft. They're like, yeah, you can be on the mock draft. I missed it because of the Central Eastern time. I was so upset. You would have thought like somebody in my family died because I missed the mock draft. So when I seen them at the expo, I like wore it out. Like, oh my god! I think I told every single person to the point where I could tell where I was starting to get annoying because I think that happens. When you drink a lot and you could feel like, oh, people you're talking to might not be as drunk as you are. So you have to like start stepping it back a little bit. Okay.
Can I just cut that in real quick and tell you that was everybody you talked to on Friday night? I just want you to know I was with you, and I promise you, everybody you had a conversation with, you were more drunk than you thought you were. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I remember like the big eyes and that like. I think that's why I avoided some of you. But I'm actually sad that I didn't talk to you. It's almost like a wedding or something where like you see so many people, but you don't have the time to talk to everyone, And that's what's sad. Like I think I said, like next year if I do more of the other events, like the drafts and things like that, like besides just get drunk with people, then yeah, but anyway, so seeing the Fantasy Pros were there and I got to be on a mock draft. So look how quickly that happened. They let me go on and I was on Monday. So let's see, that was Friday. By Monday, I was back on the mock draft and I killed it. 14-person mock draft. I was team 11. Look for me. BG Sports, team 11. You'll see me. I'm in that slot, my slot. I look so good in the slot. They're like, you're not going to be on the show. But I was like, my name was there, and I was like a nice 11 spot slot. Anyhow, what about you guys? Who were you like excited to meet? Like, I mean, it's not like fantasy football people are like that recognizable. Not all of them, and that's what's so sad too. Because some of the people that I read and listen to were there, but I don't know who they were. I don't know what they look like because they don't care about that.
I thought that was better because the article that just dropped today, I touched on that. I should have known who these people were, and I know their names, but that was it. I don't know their faces. So I would go up to people and, in true Tracy fashion, call them a horrible name or call them out for being like, oh, that was a stupid move. And then come to find out that they're this massive name, from wherever. And but, I don't get embarrassed because I just really don't care. If you don't like me, move on. That's just how I feel. But I met Dave from SGPN, and pretty much like I fangirled out completely. I mean, not in front of him, but when he walked away, I kind of did like a little jump behind, like by myself. It was crazy. And the fact that now I talked to him today through Messenger, and it's just the whole week. I mean, I swear I'm going to wake up. I swear I'm going to wake up.
That's so awesome. I love that you said that you fangirled because I pride myself on being a fangirl, and I think that's great. And that's where I feel like where I like to fit in this community is I'm a fan of fantasy sports. I'm more of that than I'm not an analyst. Like you don't want to listen to my takes, man, because they're very biased. I mean, I think I think I'm the freaking bomb at it. I mean, I've been bomb at it for 12 years, but I'm a fan of it.
Pour another one of these. I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need this.
All right, whatever. So I met Louis for the first time that we met was Friday. I was on his podcast. Like, go ahead. What's the name of your Nerds for Life?
And you were real close. What a great host. Analytics are for the nerds. Really thank you for helping promoting it to the dozens. Analytics are for the nerds. I don't want, if there's nerds listening, don't get all uptight or anything like that. I like analytics. It's just I needed a cute name, and I had a buddy that made me into a bird on the emblem, so that's kind of funny. Analytics are for the nerd, all right, whatever. Shut up.
I always thought football people nerds. You are nerds, but that's hot, man. I'm attracted to nerds. There's nothing wrong with that, but you have to at least own it. I mean, we went to a freaking fantasy football expo. Okay, we're all nerds. Tracy, what have you been up to now? What do you got going on?
Oh my God. I swear my world is like completely different. I mean, I'm working my business and then incorporating that, hear me, it's my phone.
It sounds like a little choppy, but that's okay. We'll pull in between the lines.
I have a couple of I have my Canine Collective that I'm doing, which is my new league. It's small right now. And I started writing, which is crazy. Like actually writing for people.
Wait, let me get some graphics on here. Woo! Woo! Yeah!
Right? Okay, so I mean, my life pretty much started one way on Friday and is now completely different.
Oh my God!
That's totally cool.
Wonderful. I can't say enough good things about the week. I mean, I blessed is pretty much it. I have a million new friends.
Yes. So you guys, I have to say something. I just popped putting a comment on my podcast, Cherry. Watch this. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Watch this. Watch this. This is that I love you. I will never forget you. You changed my life. Look, I'm putting all your. I'm not thinking I'm getting bigger and better, but I'm absolutely getting. Look at this. I'm so excited. Nerds triggered. Oh snap!
You're my homegirl for sure. So it's not an insult that I'm saying that it wasn't like I may have never been attracted to you, but I definitely am not going to be after you said popped your pudding. I put in I will never be able to look at you the same way after that mistyped reference. But I'm just gonna think about you. I'm gonna think about that statement for the next year.
Oh,
you ruined
whatever.
me.
We had fun. But
we had fun. Also, you didn't ask me. You didn't ask me who I was excited to meet, and
who were excited to meet? You said it was me.
That's what I was gonna say. Like you two, I was so ignorantly didn't mention me. I will say meeting you two where it was up there in the pleasures of my weekend. Also, Yvette, let's say I will say this: you got some cool ass friends. The two friends that you brought to each night, they were right up your speed, funny, whatever. I mean, this isn't me flirting with them, but if they're listening, call me maybe. But anyways, I'm just saying, no, you had good friends. I didn't, I didn't get a chance to talk to I would have loved to talk to Dez, but on Sunday was kind of the day that he was around and hanging out and at the DoubleTree, and I'm not really a pitcher guy to begin with or that guy to go up to him in that environment, but I heard he was nothing but cool, on Sunday, so it would have been nice to be there Sunday night to go and shoot the shit with him a little bit and see how loose he was getting, because from all accounts he seemed like he was a really awesome dude. And I mean, just nothing but him just pumping up the community since he came home, that does wonders just in itself, that have somebody like that came. I don't know about you two, but I was super impressed when I heard he was coming. I expected entourage. I expected all that. That dude came by himself. He didn't act like he was any different than anybody else, and just came and I mean, if anything, was enamored with us, enamored with the analysts. So that's super cool. Go ahead, Tracy. I'm sorry.
No, I said
you met him, didn't you? Tell about your experience.
With Dez?
Yeah.
I didn't go to the flag football thing because I was exhausted, but I ended up at the DoubleTree and looked up, and here he is, just standing across the bar, just hanging out with everybody like we're normal people. I mean, we are, he's not, but he was leaving, and I was afraid that I wouldn't get to see him again. Just getting into his car, and I said, is there any chance for, if not, by all means. And he was so cool, came right over, no problem, shook my hand. Even the next day, gave my best friend a shout out, took a video. He was the nicest, most down to earth guy. Didn't mind taking his time. He actually listened to people speak. He wasn't rushing everybody off. I was super impressed.
I mean, how awesome to have and I think he might even start a trend now. Who knows who could be at the next fantasy football expo, That was, I can't, nobody, I think the community, now Dez is he's our hero.
And I
stand behind him, what do you say about this, Brian? Don't mess with us nerds, but.
Right, yeah. He's back now,
Oh, absolutely. I think it's awesome. A lot of athletes, some of them don't really like fantasy football, and they'll make some pretty snarky remarks, about it, which I think it's nice that he just embraces it. Let's talk a little bit about fantasy football. You guys, I mean, not many people are in 122 dynasty leagues.
Yeah, I'm a loser. I'm sorry.
That's not too fun. But do you guys have one home league? For example, next weekend, my home league, my favorite, my best friend pal's fantasy football league is drafting. Do you guys have a league like that you look forward to, or is it more just online leagues?
I have absolutely no one except for one of my now best friends. It started out as a dog fur baby walker who's now a friend. I'm doing a draft just with him. No one else touches this world at all. So how hard it was to come home and have met all of these amazing people. And I'm like, do you know this person? And everyone's like, no. And I can't even get over excited that these people are still talking to me now and still following me because they have no clue who they are.
Yeah.
I need new friends.
Well, I think you need a lot of them over the weekend. What about you, Louie? Are you in a home league or?
Yeah, I mean, as many leagues as I'm in, that's how it started, right? I have 2 or 3 leagues that started my fantasy football love. I'm actually Mike Shope from the Deep End with Adam Krautwurst for Player Profilers. One of my good friends here in Buffalo. Him and I, around the same time, about 10 years ago, maybe a little bit less, started a home league together, and we had just started really kind of getting both of us into kind of fantasy and talking about doing more. And then that home league started this thing where both of us now have podcasts. He's got a career on WGR 550 as a sports talk host, and he likes doing the fantasy stuff even more. So it started from this one little league, and yeah, it's the one I look forward to the most, right? I have a lot of money invested in different leagues, but there's like nothing worth more than like the pride of winning your home league.
Oh no.
Did you guys see these?
This whole live thing was in front of my face the whole time.
Did you guys see this? This is one thing I love about home leagues is like last place punishment bets. Did you see the one that came out today where the guy who finished last place had to take a teddy bear on a date?
No.
Oh my God. Look at the video, and if anybody, all your listeners, like, look, not right now, don't shut us off, but then look at later, watch this video. It is so funny. This guy he lost his league, and he had to take a life-size teddy bear on a date. He went to like a 5-star restaurant. It is such a cool penalty to lose in your fantasy football league. There's some really good ones. I heard of one like where a guy had to do a guy lost. He had to take the SATs. I thought that was a cool one. There was another one where a guy had to sit in a Waffle House for 12 hours and eat at least 2 waffles per hour. So great. Like, so good.
That's not that bad.
I mean, I'll eat any day.
Yeah, I mean, you could be worse. I'd rather not like go on a date with a teddy bear.
I love challenges. Somebody challenged me in one of my drafts to take 5 kickers. Actually considering it because I like a challenge, and I'm like, I know I'll probably lose, but can you imagine if I didn't? Can you imagine if I came in like 2nd or 3rd? Oh, they'd be the end of it.
Oh my God, that is so hilarious. What are you guys? Who's your team, Tracy? What's your favorite NFL team?
I'm a Chiefs fan through and through, but considering I live in New York, I'm a Jets fan, always be a Jets fan as well. But the Chiefs.
You're a Jet all the way from your first cigarette till your last dying day.
Oh, exactly.
If anybody knows that, then they're really a nerd.
Well, nerd.
Was that a Disney song? It sounded familiar. I watch a lot of Disney in this household. What is it?
West Side Story.
Oh no, I definitely don't know that. Sorry.
Whatever. You're a theater kid, aren't you?
I'm a theater kid. No, stand-up comedy is not the same as theater. I'm not good enough for theater, so I had to start writing jokes. I am not a good enough actor, so I had to start writing jokes. No, that's funny.
Oh God.
Harder to write though, so
yeah.
In my opinion.
The Browns are taking on the Eagles today in the preseason. What do you guys feel about the preseason? Are you like the preseason haters, or you're like, I can't enjoy it, or do you enjoy watching a game here?
I mean, you can never not enjoy football, right? But preseason is preseason in the first 3 weeks for me are kind of a wash, Everyone's getting hurt and we all like freak out, or people are not playing or they are playing. And you just got to wait it out, just wait it out. It'll sort itself out. It happens every year. It's just what happens.
Wait, I had to show you guys like something else that I did with the banner. I not only put a comment up there, you see where it says preseason talk?
You're getting good at this thing. You're getting good. You got a career, you.
Wait, somebody learn how to play. What else can I put on? Wait, hold on a second. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh my God. All right, let's go. We're going back to preseason talk. Sorry. Yes. But yeah, I like the preseason. It's good to see, especially when you're a fantasy football fan. You could see a lot of people play for the first time, rookies and things like that. But you also have to worry about your favorites getting hurt. You guys I'm going to the opening day. The Browns are taking on the Bengals at home, and I will be at that game. I'll be tailgating. unfortunately for all the people that follow me, you're going to see a lot of Browns. Well, unfortunately for me, because I love the Browns, but I think that's kind of cool because I'm happy being that Browns girl. I'm not Browns bitch, but I'm going to show you guys more than like just the team for people who feel that way, but the fans, how we tailgate. I love going to the tailgate, and seeing all the different people and all the, traditions, and that every team has their traditions and their tailgating traditions, and that's what I love about going and being with the fans. It's so much fun. So I'm really looking forward to that. What about you guys? You guys going to a lot of games? Do you tailgate a lot?
As a season ticket holder for the Bills, I will I will scream to the heavens that no one has seen a tailgate until they've come to Buffalo. I have been to about 20 different stadiums across the country. I'm not just saying that just because I'm a Bills fan and been there. I have been to plenty. I haven't been to Green Bay, which I think would probably be a great tailgating town. And there's a couple others I can't think of right now that I know are probably at least on par with Buffalo, but there is no party like a tailgate in Buffalo. We are out there. We are out there at 6 a.m. There's some weekends we go out there on Friday afternoon and just stay for the weekend and set up tents. Like we have done crazy stuff like that. I'm just saying, me and my group of friends, but plenty of people. If you go to the RV lot by the stadium on Friday, it's about half full of just people already tailgating. So it's there's nothing better than tailgating in Buffalo. Like, I mean, not for nothing. We made fun of Canton a lot. There's not too much to do in Buffalo, but we are the tailgaters, and the whole table thing and all that stupid stuff maybe has gotten a little bit out of control. I hate that we're associated by being dumb idiots that go through tables. But being said, I've gone through a table or two. Okay, so
I would too. I'd love to. Can I come to Buffalo? I'm coming to Buffalo, and I would love to watch. I want to see how the other people live, man.
You would have a blast. I mean, you're welcome all the time. My group it's three of us. The story of why there's not a fourth anymore is a real good story, but that's for another podcast. But there's three of us, and we split the fourth ticket. So I have 3 games that I will let you know. You could come to your game and come up and tailgate. It really is. It's a lot of fun. And I've been to Cleveland. Like, Cleveland is great tailgating. What was it? The pit, right?
The Muni lot.
Yeah, okay, so I went right there with my Bills uniform on, was like, let's go. I got beat up a lot, but it's okay. I got through it. But I love that back and forth shit talking with people. They're respectful. Yes. Everybody gets a little stupid, but if you can be respectful and just talk back and forth, it's great.
Of course you can be respectful. That's what's so fun. Like I said, I love the trash talking. That's what makes it so fun. I love the passion people have for their teams. If you can't take a little you have to be able to give it and take it. That's what I feel. As long as it's respectful. There's a line, when people start getting crazy, there's always those behind the computer warriors that take it to the next level. But I usually try to ignore it because it's always fun, What about you? Have you ever been to Arrowhead? I heard it's really loud in there. Isn't it supposed to be crazy loud?
Fun fact. I do live in New York, about an hour outside the city, but I have never been to a football game. But and I have Jets season tickets, so I will be going this year. I have 1 ticket by myself, and I'm proud of it. And
that's awesome.
This will be my first actual game. The 28th is the first preseason that I can go to, and I'm kind of psyched.
That's super cool.
Wait, listen. This person said Yvette with her hurt makes her look like the female version of Ash, the Pokemon trainer. Let me tell you something. You know how if you ever Google yourself, and I Google myself Yvette LeBoy, guess who? There's another Yvette LeBoy. She's a famous singer who sings the Pokemon theme song.
Yeah. Hysterical.
That is the other Yvette LeBoy. Oh my gosh.
Not as successful as you though. So
no, look at me right now. I mean, come on. Doyle rules. Well, I like I watch like I want to watch the game. You know, I'm gonna watch the game today, but it's like where you could watch, but you don't have to really watch. Like you can watch, you can still do other things. Like it's on. It's not like a real game where for the Browns fan you have to watch and your heart's just like going like this the whole entire time. And like Louis, you were saying earlier, that's exactly how I feel. It's hard. Like we're all going into the hard season because being a Browns fan, being a fantasy football fan, I don't like to lose. I know we all are competitive people, and it sucks, but it's fun too. Are you playing? Are you in the Scott Fish Bowl? Anybody?
I am. Yeah.
I am. Yeah, we both
You
are.
guys all are. All right. So let me ask you really quick. What do you guys think about this? I have Breece Hall and I have Dalvin Cook in the Scott Fish Bowl. Do you think that's an advantage for me that I have both, or is it? Did I really mess up by having both?
Breece is unfortunately not gonna. I don't know. I love the kid. But he just can't stay healthy. It's not. It's just so unfortunate because I really want him to do well, but I don't see him doing much of anything only because I don't feel like he's going to be in the game for that long. I think he's a great pick, but that's only because I'm biased because he's adorable and it's adorable all the time. I'm going to comment in 3 seconds, but no, he was one of my top picks. He really was. And then just the fact that he gets hurt, and you can't go wrong with both of them, really, to be honest. I don't know. I don't have much.
At least I have the handcuff. At least I have the handcuff there with Dalvin Cook. I'm trying to see like the positive side of it, you know.
I don't know where you took him, but I have a pretty interesting take that I talked about in the podcast yesterday. I'm like, whatever. I want to again preface this by saying I say a lot of dumb shit, right? Like I'm not sitting here and saying that every one of my takes is like 100% how I feel, but I really do believe that Breece Hall today has become more of a league winner than he was a week ago. And I got a couple points on why. And one, especially like in people that have been drafting all year, like myself, I started drafting the day after the Super Bowl. And in early season drafts, he was going in the second, third round because people expect him to be the only guy. Now, in the next, 2-3 weeks until the season, I'm going to get him in the 6th, 7th round, maybe. And he already fell into the 5th yesterday in a couple drafts I was in. So now I'm going to get some unique builds with him, right? Like I'm going to get teams that have him with a lot better teams in the front. I'm sorry to get so technical. I know I'm the nerd. I say analytics aren't for the nerd and I'm the nerd, but you're going to get that. And also like, if you want to believe in Dalvin Cook, I really sorry. I know this is sorry. This has turned into
I'm just very proud of myself and how great of a producer I am.
I'm sorry that this just turned into a fantasy football podcast. I apologize. but no, even if you want to think that Dalvin Cook is going to be good, where is he going to be good? Right, beginning of the season, they're going to overwork him. Tracy mentioned injuries for Breece, sure, but Cook's had his injury problems too. Right. So if Cook is bothering me, he's bothering me early in the season where like Breece Hall might come in like week 10 fresh as can be with Cook on the sidelines maybe because he's hurt, and here comes Hall and like winning my leagues because I just took him in the 6th round. And so I again, sometimes I'm stubborn, but I love Hall. I don't hate Cook. I mean, Cook, where you were taking him earlier in the offseason because of all the uncertainty, he's still going to be a value. You took him in the 10th, 11th round early in the season because you didn't know what was going on with him. So they both can be values. And also, to your point, I think it's great that you have them both there, Ebet. That was my really long-winded way of saying you did good.
Bring it in for a landing, Louis. Come on. No.
Is everybody still up? Is everybody still up?
Yeah. Is anyone still there? I literally had a birthday, but anyways, we still know that, like, that Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. That wasn't the worst pick I made in the Scott Fish Bowl. The worst pick I made was Cade York, our kicker for the Browns. freaking misses every single field goal. But that's just in the preseason, and that's all going to change, right? Yeah, it's totally going to change. Any other games on tonight? Is Browns the only game on that tonight, I think, or is there
only game?
Yeah.
You guys, yeah. So really quick, I said earlier on Twitter, my favorite, I'm really about Amon-Ra St. Brown this year and Chris Olave.
Oh my God, I love him.
Yes. Who are you guys high on? As far as let's start. Quarterbacks, they're not sexy to me to talk about. I don't know. There's a couple of them. Who am I high on? Oh, well, I'm high on Pat Mahomes. So who isn't? I'm high on Josh Allen. Okay. There's only a couple, but I don't know. It's still good. But wide receivers, besides Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. Anybody else? Who do you guys like?
Go ahead, Trace.
No, go ahead. You go, because I keep butting.
No, sorry. I'm gonna agree with St. Brown. I literally was gonna text you earlier, but I figured we'd talk about it here. I loved your list of guys that you had earlier. Like St. Brown's a big guy for me, but also one guy that you mentioned on your list of like guys you love, Chris Olave is gonna be a top 5 wide receiver this year. Like Olave, everybody's like, oh, his price keeps going up. I don't care. Like if his price doesn't go up to like beyond the 5th wide receiver, which it's not going to me, I'm gonna get value on him because I think he was so good last year. I think his profile is so great, and now you add David Carr, who's like so much better than what they had at quarterback last year. Like I know a lot of people like to hate on David Carr, but Derek. Which one is it? Derek. Wait. Yes, Derek. Derek, and that was his brother was David, the one that sucked. I'm sorry. I always mix them up. Oh, look at you. You're going to say, listen, Carr gets hated on too much.
An analyst, doesn't one of them work for them? Either way, yeah, I love Chris Olave. I do. I'm on the Chris Olave train for sure. And on Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think he's going to be awesome.
Garrett Wilson.
Yes.
Garrett Wilson.
Are you guys watching Hard Knocks?
I haven't watched it yet because honestly, I was waiting until I got home because I knew I was going to have this. So sad I'm not at the Fantasy Football Expo anymore. So I said, wait, and I'll have something to do when I get back. So I'm actually starting it tonight.
Yeah, it's just okay. I mean, I hate Aaron Rodgers' face. I really do, and I find him annoying. So I feel like I like to watch those scenes because I'm a real emotional person. So I'd love to watch them and leave with the fuzzy feeling I love that person. And I'm not feeling that on anybody on that team. None of them's giving me the fuzzy feeling inside. I don't know. Speaking of, I got my Joe Namath book here that What are you laughing about?
I'm laughing when you said it gives you that fuzzy feeling inside, and then I went back to the pudding. I'm sorry, I gotta go. Someone's gotta put me to sleep.
Well, it's almost we ran out of hour. I'm so happy. Thank you guys so much for coming on. I know it's kind of a last minute thing, and I had nothing prepared, so I really appreciate you guys just jumping on there. And I hope to connect with you guys more during the season. I know. And one thing I want to say is if we I'll give you guys a chance to plug everything, but so many people at the expo. I wish I could have talked to you, especially females. I feel like I didn't get to talk to as many. Again, time flies, the hours go so quickly. And when Friday I was in the right state of mind, all right. And I probably wouldn't have made a pressure, but I really wish I had got a chance to connect more with some more females and just people. Like I said, it's hard to know who people are by the way they look. So it's not you feel comfortable going to someone, but once you see what the name is, and Louis mentioned earlier, and I think Tracy, this will happen for us. As maybe next year, I'm going to feel a lot more comfortable talking to more people that I didn't this year, just having the experience of going the first time. And anyone who has not gone, I think it's so, you could hang out with us. Come on. You should go. They still owe me my shirt, my thing, my ticket, and I never got to register yet.
I know because I messed up. I was supposed to get it for you. I screwed up. I was at a winery instead. You asked me to get it for you, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to a winery in Ohio.
I know.
How is there even a winery in Ohio, right? Like, I don't know why I thought that was a good idea, but I did it, and it was not great. Okay, but let me say, I know I've been joking around and messing around a lot about, but I want to piggyback off of that point and like be dead ass serious for a second. It was amazing, and I truly mean this year, to see, like, we talked about this yesterday on my podcast. 15 to 20%, I think, of the people were females, and I think that is. I'm not like blowing smoke up your guys. I think that is incredible. I think I think along with the Des Bryant and Lisa Ann was there, along with these people that are realizing that this is like a fun community to be in. I think it's really good to see that females are really becoming a big part of it. And I know you know her, Tracy, and I don't know if you got to meet her with me or not, but you said who I was happy. You asked who I was happy to see this weekend. I mean, out of anybody famous or anybody that I fanboy over, Lauren Carpenter is like my favorite person in the world. And if I just have to travel to Canton to see Lauren Carpenter once a year for a couple days, like, I will. And she's like become one of my best friends in the space, and it's because she is just genuinely a great person. So I love doing these podcasts with you and like having you on my podcast. Tracy, I would love to have you on because I just think it's so important to have voices from everybody, and I loved what I saw this year.
Oh, that's great. Yes.
Yep, I completely. I think that the women should have like a luncheon so that we can all sit down together and talk, because they had the panel, but you can't really talk to anybody. So if we could all just, we have like a good hour or two, and we can hang out and do our thing and just chat as women. But the fact that all of the guys kind of, I don't know, it sounds silly, but like took us seriously as women was a huge thing for me, because I want to be treated like one of the guys, but I want also, like, I'm a girl, obviously, so that is going to play into it, but I want to walk up there and have my voice be heard for football, not my voice be heard because I'm a girl that possibly knows football. So, and that's what I found. I mean, everybody was just, honestly, it's the greatest. I've said it like thousands, but it's the greatest community. I've taken friends away from just one weekend. I mean, I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Yeah. Fantasy football nerds rule.
Yes, we do.
Rule that. I mean, I was going through the cornhole tournament screaming that. Fantasy football nerds rule. They were just like,
yeah, please
remember
move.
It was like,
please move. No, I mean, at a certain point on Friday night, I was like, she's cool. I really enjoy my time with Yvette, but like at a certain point, I got to move quickly away from whatever this is that's happening. You were dancing on poles, and it was a lot. I mean, I don't know if the
footage from you, Louie. Okay, I think you were on the ground with me. All right, whatever.
Wait, were you around for me?
Yes.
Oh my God,
he's responsible.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I was. Oh yeah, Bobby. But Friday night, we were trying to find food, and then Bobby Coles, I think, saw us and took our picture planking. Yeah, it was us planking. Yeah. And let me just tell you, from a guy that just did his first plank in probably 20 years, just 3 weeks ago, like I just started the gym. So like, I think that's how it all started. I was like, oh, I could plank, Bobby Coles, you and your 300 pounds of muscles. Yeah, I could plank. I just did it last week. And I don't want to brag, but I did it for a minute. But then I struggled.
It's a long time. I mean, it's a long time.
My whole body shakes.
I couldn't do it. No.
Well, I'm still recovering from the drinking. As you can tell. Hey,
I'm
hair of the dog.
Somebody said I have a hangover, and it was like the only way to not have a hangover is to just keep drinking. So,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, my opinion, just drink all weekend and figure it out when you get home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you guys didn't even get to put your names up here. Did I have it where you can't even put your names?
Yeah, my name's right there.
Okay. I can't see it. Okay, maybe I can't see the right thing.
No.
Okay, well, anyways, make sure that you guys follow everyone here. Hopefully their tags are on there. If not, I will tag them. And I'm going to share some of the pictures from the Fantasy Football Expo of me and Louie. And you guys could tell me, like, who should be embarrassed of who here. So that's all I have to say.
Don't share them all, because legitimately the next day
okay.
I got text from my ex and was like, "Who's this girl?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know if I remember. All I know is I don't know why we were playing game, but no one knows why we were playing. It's fine."
Exactly. Roof outside. I mean, that's a come on. That's a.
Oh my God. And check out Tracy's first article that dropped today for the Fantasy Football Max 9 Lab. We'll definitely go and check that out. Like I said, thank you guys. Oh, what a supportive community it is. And just in general, I'm so happy I got to meet you guys. It just, my cup runneth over. That's what I keep saying. I just can't believe it. I'm so excited for the season, and I hope that we can connect during the season. Go Browns.
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Go Bills.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Go subscribe. Wait, hold on. Let me put my outro music. There she goes. Go subscribe at the Bougie Sports Network. Bye, guys.